Coach has talked a lot to me about in terms of trying to make sure that you guys are finishing turnovers in the first week. There were so many that were so close for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys started to convert some more.
Yeah.
What's the focus on and the message from your coaches in terms of making sure that you can get those extra possessions for your offense?
I mean, just making sure we're working it in individual. So, like, making sure we're getting those tips and overthrows. Like, we got a saying, tips and overthrows, got to have those. So we just trying to be putting emphasis on actually having them. So
that's a good line.
Yeah.
You guys did some full contact for the first time earlier this week. How are you recovering from that?
Oh, I feel good. I mean, I didn't go live, but I'm always ready to go live. So I'll just wait till the first game so I can go live.
Well, and you've always got here these last few years, there have been some pretty challenging wide receiver matchups for the defensive backs. What's that dynamic like? Because, you guys want to get picks, and obviously you don't want to get burned deep either.
Yeah, I mean, it's just trusting in our technique and our practice that we've been doing. We don't really have to think too much about it. I feel like it's just natural at this point. Like, it's man to man. You just got to stick up on your man.
Fantastic.
Thank you, sir. A little bit different this year. You guys got a target on your back. What's the mentality that you guys need to have to be someone who's expected to do things this year rather than someone who's going to surprise people?
Honestly, I just feel like if we just have the same approach as last year. One thing that Coach Higgins kind of preached on last year was earmuffs and blinders. Don't really worry about the outside noise, so that includes the rankings. In my opinion, people are low-key still down us because, we say we lost a couple guys. So, honestly, I just feel like the way we come out and practice every single day is going to have us ready for that.
Well, he said, at Football Media Day that he feels like this program and this team has played better when there's a chip on your shoulder. How do you keep a chip on your shoulder as a top 25?
I just feel like just coming to work every single day. Like, it don't matter the goods and the bad, just coming out, giving out 100% effort every single day, making sure everyone's on top of things outside of football, watching film, taking care of their bodies. I think everything will just play its part.
And how important is this time of year when, this is one of the only times of the year where you'll be working out with football and you don't have the school to worry about? You're really just focused on football. So how important are these weeks?
Very, very, very important. As you see, it's football, dang near 12 hours a day. So, I mean, if you're not in your playbook focusing only on football, then you're wrong, in my opinion. You just got to stay locked in, stay composed, and, take care of your business.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, in terms of the guys who are not afraid to be vocal out there and leaders, you were correcting some alignment on some plays. What does it mean to you to be a leader of this defensive back core?
I mean, I've been a leader my whole life. I just feel like vocally, I lead by example. Sometimes it's like being a leader for the football team means to win games. I feel like in order for us to win games, me being the leader is what I need to be.
How do you feel the team is adjusting to the expectations that you guys have had put on you this year as picked to be one of the top 3 teams in the conference?
No adjustment. I feel like every year we have the potential to be great and be top teams in the league, top teams in the country. So there's nothing changed. We still have the same mentality since way back in the 2000s.
And Coach Laporto said, last year's defense was good. He thinks that you guys this year have the capability to be a great defense, and maybe one of the better defenses that Coach Higgins has had here. What's it going to take for you guys to go from good to great this season?
Let's try to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect. But if you strive to be perfect, you have a great chance to be winning this league.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Well, you've had to face the spear of Braden Gleason for a couple of years. What's it like being tested by a quarterback like that?
Man, a quarterback like Braden is it's hard to practice against because he don't make no mistakes really. So you got to kind of bait him into getting interceptions at practice. So it's good work.
How do you feel that the unit is coming together in terms of the defensive secondary this year?
We're definitely coming together as a unit, trying to be consistent every day and trying not to make the same mistakes and going back to film and going over and coming back out here and just and trying to be perfect.
And defense is kind of interesting because you've got 3 different levels that are kind of their own entity, but how do you bring those 3 entities together with the middle and the front to make sure that you've got a cohesive defense that's going to make stops?
Just about being accountable, everybody doing their job, everybody's on point and trusting in each other.
Fantastic.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, different position for you and the coaching staff this year. What's the view like looking at a different level of the defense?
It's different. I say last year I attempted to look at it back to front, but it's hard. I mean, I played linebacker, coached linebacker, so I caught myself looking at the fits, and even through 8 practices, I've caught myself looking at the linebackers, the fit wise, and I got to come back a little bit. So it's definitely different, but it's good. As far as my career and as a whole, seeing back to front's going to help me a lot. Just from this defense, been in this defense a long time, but I've enjoyed it. These guys are awesome. These guys care a lot. We got a lot of good leaders, and they love this place. And there's a lot of guys that have been here a long time, so they make my job pretty easy.
In terms of the defensive backs, how did they do today, and how have they been doing in camp?
They had a great camp. We just got to keep going. Keep the small things matter with this group. The talent is there. Just got to stay on them about their eyes and the small things. And after that, I'm just going to let them go. Let them go make plays on Saturday.
How good of a test is it for them to be going against, what I think arguably the best quarterback and maybe going to contend to be the best offense in the league? Agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good for us. They're different, obviously, than anything we'll see. What I've always said since I've been here is once you get to a game, it's going to be slow. You'll feel like you have all the time in the world to call out the defense and all that because they go so fast, so much space. Just you got to overemphasize your drops. You got to overemphasize getting depth, things like that. So yes, they definitely make you overemphasize everything that you do. So when you get to a game week, it's a little easier. And you got Braden and TK and Jalen. I mean, they make it hard on you. So good.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah. Appreciate it. At the end of practice, you decided to have the guys run a little bit. You guys have a bunch of gear. You said, I wanted to know who's going to say when. I'm new here. What's the say when mindset? What's that mean to you? And
the movie, the captains came up with it, or our Iron Hornet officers came up with it. Just say when, no matter what. It's like I said, hey, if we're going to play football and times at 2:00 and it gets changed to noon, it's hey, well, all right, we'll say when. Just tell us when, Coach. We're going to be there. Just like we lined up today and did a team run. We haven't been doing much team run. I mean, the way we practice, the way our tempo is, and the way our pace is in practice, we don't do much conditioning after practice because we get it during practice. Well, I thought today I would do that just to see how they respond to it, and if they're going to complain or just be like, all right, Coach says get on the line, say when. So that's kind of where that slogan came from. If you watch that gunfight scene in Tombstone, I think it was Doc Holliday. That's where the picture of the shirt, when he says they're going to do a draw, and he just says, say when. So we're getting ready to go at it.
Well, and I'm assuming, especially offensively, defensively you kind of have to play at the pace of the offense, but offensively you got to be in good condition to play as fast as you want. How do you think the conditioning is coming together on this team now in the second week?
Well, I think they are conditioned. I think the biggest thing for us was how many players were committed this summer, and we had a great number. I mean, I don't know the exact number, but it was a good group. It's a great group. Probably our best summer since I've been here. And that's what summer's for, not only to get stronger, but also to get in the type of condition that we need to get in to play football. It's different nowadays than when I played. All right, again, I'm going to do one of those when I played type stories, but I'm going to give you one. We, summertime wasn't that important. I mean, we were supposed to lift weights, but I lifted weights if I had time, basically. I shouldn't even say that, but that was the truth. So we needed to get in shape when we got to camp. That's why you had 2-a-days or 3-a-days is because you had to get in camp at that time. Well, now college football has changed where the summertime is a big commitment. It's a big commitment for Division II players because the Division I players, they can get the NLI money and they can get stipend checks. Our guys don't get that. They have to get a job. They have to pay rent. They got to function as grown men and then come and work out and run. So it's a big commitment. So that's why times have changed, and I think our guys are in good shape, and I do. If they practice the right way, we'll continue to be in good shape and we won't lose it.
And the unit we're focusing in on today is the defensive secondary. You've got a veteran coach leading them that's moving back to a different spot. How's that unit coming together this year?
I think they're coming together great. I really do. I think they're I just told this to Coach McDown. I said the most athletic, disciplined secondary in this league will be the best secondary in this league. You know, I mean, I think we're very athletic back there. We got length. We got what you want. We got some swagger back there. You got to have swagger back there. That's the last line of defense. But at the same time, you got to be disciplined back there too. You know, I mean, sometimes somebody catching a hitch route for 6 yards and us coming up and making the tackle, there's nothing wrong with that. Us going and leaving our feet and trying to get a pick sometimes on a hitch, if they catch it, could be 6 for the other team. We just have to be disciplined. We have to utilize our athleticness that we have back there. I think that group is mature, and I don't think it's always been that way, but I believe in this group. I really do. I think it's a mature group. Got a lot of veterans back there, you know, Khalil Rasheed, Montrell Wilson, you know, Chris Pope. Those guys are probably forget, Arich Ansley, the guys like that have been around for a long time and seen both sides, good and bad. And I think they're a strong group right now, and they need to be a strong group for us to be successful defensively. All right. All right, fellas.
Thank you.